All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Bookmap trading competition onboarding. Let me show you the website here, how to get involved with this and what exactly this is. Let's hold on just a second here, and let me bring that up. Hold on just a sec. Okay. And this is where we'll go here. We'll just go to bookmap.com. You'll see it right on the home page here. You can click here to learn more, register for the competition, this will take us to the getting started right away. In here there's 3-step process, or learn more will take you to the landing page here with more information about exactly what this is and how it works. So there's a cutoff limit here of 250 places or spots to register. It's all next week, September 12th through the 16th, and it is trading the nano Bitcoin futures through Tradovate and Bookmap. The winner gets $3,000. So what the heck? Why not give it a shot? Jump in here and get access to Bookmap as well for free. Plus a lot of the Bookmap add-ons, etc. So it's a pretty nice offering. Even if you don't win the competition, you're going to get access to Bookmap and maybe learn about the Bitcoin futures and Bitcoin in general. So it might be a nice segue into the markets for you. You can scroll down, you can read more here about it. And then it's these two areas here that are really kind of most important. The competition at a glance and then trade to win, these two videos, and that's what we're going to go through here in this this webinar here, and get you on board. And you have any questions, etc., then ask them in here. Okay, we're in Discord as well. We have a special Discord room set up for this. I'm broadcasting right now from the Bookmap or the BM-Tradovate area here, so you can come in here. We're going to do events during the week in the afternoon to help you with your trading. Not just about technical areas of how to access charts or get up and running, etc. That's what this webinar is for. Plus we'll take a look at some of the instruments, but next week will be about, like, what are we looking at in the order flow, how to read Bitcoin, and how to apply what you see in the order flow to make money. All right, so that's what this trading competition is all about. Should be a lot of fun. Sign up for it. We'll scroll down a little bit more here to the getting started. This is really the heart of it right here today, and I need to cover this here because we have a lot of people that signed up, and they signed up for Bookmap, but they did not register with Tradovate. This is really important. Quite a few. If you do not register with Tradovate by Sunday evening at midnight, you will not be able to participate in the competition. So make sure that you complete step 1. That's the biggest thing right now, and we're going to go through each step here. And then step 2, you register with Bookmap. If you're already a Bookmap user, you can kind of bypass registering with Bookmap and just email us at tradingcompetition@bookmap.com, and then with your first name and last name along with your email address, you use to register your Bookmap account so we can enable it for the competition. All right, so that's the way you'll do it if you already are an existing Bookmap user. Anyway, let's go through this process step by step, and then we'll get up and running in Bookmap. In fact, I need to I'll close my Bookmap here, and we'll reopen it just like in the video. Okay. All right, so we'll close Bookmap down. Okay. All right, back to step 1. Let's go through this. Click to register at Tradovate. All right, so you come in here you can log in. If you need a trial account, you would click here. All right, this will take you to sign up for the all you have to do is put in your email basically, and then go confirm that email. If you already have an account, you can log in here, back to this page, or once you receive your credentials from Tradovate, then you will log in here. Okay, so you'll come back to this page anyway. All right, so I'm gonna log in right away, now what I'm going to do is I already had an existing account with Tradovate, so let's go here and let me open up Bookmap. All right. Okay, and we are going to click the trading mode here, and I'm going to open up everything from the very beginning. Trading mode. Okay, click OK, and I'll reduce this. Hold on, and I'll reduce that and this. Okay, here we go. Not connected to any platform. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to connect to a platform. We'll come up here, and I'm going to select Tradovate. Now I already have it here. If you don't have it already, this is what you'll do. Click on Configure. You'll come to the Configure add-on or connectivity. You're going to add a connection. Okay, you're going to create a new connection. And then you're going to select here from the drop down Tradovate. Now if you don't see Tradovate in here, you can add it here. Okay, add remove platform. Click on this. This opens up the Bookmap plugins manager, and these are all of the adapters that we have in here. We have many. Okay, we connect to all these different exchanges for crypto markets. If you scroll down, you'll see in here if it's available for installation. You'll see it down here if you don't have it installed. Okay, so I already have it, the Tradovate adapter installed. Okay, so I don't have to go through this process. You'll see it down here. You will install it. You will likely have to then restart Bookmap after you install it. Okay, now then you'll add a connection here, and you'll create or you'll see it in the drop down here, Tradovate, and then you'll select it. Okay, now I've already done that, and I have it here, and it's going to ask me to log in. Okay, now watch what happens in here after I create this, and I click OK. All right, so it should take me to, or then I come up here, and then I have it in here already. Now I'm going to select it. Okay, now that's where you get some. It says Bookmap will open your browser and redirect you to the Tradovate site. This is by design. This is how it works. We need to go back to Tradovate, and please log in to authenticate your connection. Tradovate connecting. So it takes me back to the website here. Okay, and now I'm going to log in again. All right, so I'm going to sign in here. Okay, and then this window pops up here in the browser. You have successfully logged into Tradovate. You can close this page now. Let's close the page. All right, and then this window now pops up here for account selection. Please select the account you wish to use. It gives me my account number here, and I click OK. All right, so now Tradovate is connected here. And you'll see Tradovate is connected also here. So the next step is to add a symbol. Let's click on the plus tab up here. And then from the drop down here, we select Tradovate. And then I'm going to select the BITU2. That's what this competition is all about. It is about trading the nanobit the nano Bitcoin future. All right, so via Tradovate, this is the September contract for the nano Bitcoin future. All right, I'm going to select 1 hour of historical data. Tick size, you do not have a choice here for tick size or size granularity like you do with other crypto exchanges. And then now let's click subscribe. Okay, the symbol pops up here and market data starts to populate. All right, so now let me take a pause here and make sure that you guys go through this process, or if you have any questions. Okay, because yeah, please ask them now, because yeah, this is we've got a lot of people that signed up, but they didn't sign up or get the account information from Tradovate, and that's critical. It's just critical. It's just not working else. So let's see here if I have in the chat. I should be sharing my screen. Okay, I'm sorry, it's over in YouTube. Guys, I'm sorry about that. Let me share it here in Discord. Okay, can you see now, Barboza? All right. Okay, well, they'll be recording on this, and I'll put the link in here. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't sharing it in Discord, but that's okay. We've got it documented, and we'll go through it. Guys, I don't know if you were able to follow along in Discord there to go through this process, but let me know if you have any questions, because yeah, this is quite an issue we've been having here. All right, so let me actually go back here and sign into Tradovate again, because once we sign into Tradovate, you should show up here. Okay, now I've logged into Tradovate yet again. Okay, the same process. Okay, just use that same link, and then it shows up here as I'm a participant here in the tournament. It shows all of this information in here. You have to see this page. Now if you see this page here, once you log in again after that connection process, once you log in here again, you've got it. If you have the access to the leaderboard down here, you can see there's no challengers yet, or no challenge has started yet, and then your challenge details are here. It shows you your information in here, etc. So this, you need to get to this section here. Okay, all right, and then yeah, you can go and trade here via Bookmap here, but we're already all connected and all set to go. All right, so now let's now this is something kind of important here. I want to show you. This is the CME Bitcoin nano Bitcoin futures product here. You can see in here that there's not a whole lot of liquidity in here. Right, it's pretty thin market. Okay, so how are you going to trade this? How are you going to get something from Bookmap out of this? All right, so I mean, you're connected, you can trade right here, and the way to trade is you open up your trade control panel here. You can trade from the chart, from the dome, or both, and then you select the the numbers in here, the size that you want to trade, and then left clicking in here is always going to be a buy, right clicking is always going to be a sell. It depends on where you are, above or below price, and if you hold the shift key down. So if I'm below price and left click, I'm setting, you can see that it does not allow me to trade at the moment, because the challenge or competition has not started yet. Okay, so it doesn't allow me to trade. However, this is where you'll trade in this window, and let me show you in YouTube where you can get that information. Okay, so go to our YouTube channel here, and then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to go down to bonus materials here, and go to features and components playlist. Click on the playlist. And then in here, in fact, hold on a minute, let me open this up in a incognito. All right, so you have the numbers here, and then we can scroll down here, and you'll see there's a few videos in here on how to trade. Okay, so scroll down a little bit, and columns, one-click trading and trade control panel. These two videos here, 43 and 44 from this playlist. Okay, so in fact, I'll just open them all up in a new tab here, and I'll put these in. Okay, so this is the video, and let me get to our YouTube page. Hold on. Okay, here we go in YouTube. So trading from Bookmap, and then the next one as well. And I'll put this into the chat as well. Okay, so now you have the links in here from the chat in YouTube. All right, so you'll need to watch those to understand how to place trades. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but just wanted to give you the links to it so we don't have to go through all the trading functionality in here on this webinar. All right, okay, let's go back, and so yeah, you'll be trading in here, and that's how you'll be placing your orders. Now, as I had mentioned, look at the liquidity in here, and you know what you're getting from it. You can see that these are larger players up here, market makers basically, with 500 and 500, and you know, they're just kind of following price here. Anyway, we aren't getting too much from this chart, is what I'm trying to tell you. So let's look at the multi-book instrument, and we'll connect to a few different exchanges in Bookmap data. Okay, so this is what you'll need to do for that. Now, and why we're doing this is so we get a chart. We can read the liquidity and the volume at a much higher level. Okay, so we're actually a data provider, and you can access your Bookmap data connection here. You need to make the configuration here. Again, go through the same process, configure, okay, and then add a connection. If you don't see it, add it under here, and then you add your connection, and then you'll see it in the drop down here, okay, and you'll select it. Okay, if you needed to add it first here under add remove platforms, then you'll need, once you add it, then you'll need to come up here and you'll need to select it. Okay, so let's select it. All right, and now you can see it selected. And now what we can do is click on the plus tab here, and then from the drop down we select Bookmap data. And then you can look at a few different instruments in here. So hold on just a minute here, guys. I'm if you could just mute yourself in Discord, or I'm going to mute you. Okay, there we go. Okay, and Neo as well. But we're going to keep an open mic. We're going to try that during this competition so you guys can ask questions. And see, we're going to see how this goes. All right. Okay. So yeah, it'll be kind of cool to do that, and you know, talk more with our customers. So guys on YouTube, you might want to come over to our Discord channel, we'll have those events in the afternoon where we will go through setups and trades, etc., on what we saw in Bookmap for the Bitcoin futures. All right, so now Bookmap data, and why are we connecting to Bookmap data? Again, the goal here is to get more insight. The nano Bitcoin from CME right here is not showing much liquidity, so we're not getting much out of the chart. Bookmap data is going to connect to we're going to connect to Binance, FTX, Huobi, and Polynex here. All right, so, and we're going to look at the multi-book product. We're going to look at the spot market here, multi-book, and then BTC USDT. And I'm going to select, let's look at just 3 hours of historical data. I'm going to input size 10 as a tick size and granularity as size 0.1. Right, this is kind of important in here because this is a $20,000 instrument, and every tick, you don't want to look at like every dollar. You don't need to. Okay, you can look at every $10. It's fine. You can look at maybe 5, but I would select 10, and now we're going to subscribe to it. Okay, the symbol pops up here, and it's just populating right now. Okay, and then note again in the top left-hand corner is BTC USDT with Binance, FTX, and Huobi. Okay, we're going to connect. Let's connect to another one too. All right, I want to connect to the perpetual contract. Let's click on this again. We're going to go with Bookmap data. We're going to go with not spot. We're going to go with perpetual. We're going to go with the multi-book product, and we're going to still go with BTC USD tether. Okay, USDT, and this is going to connect to 3 different exchanges, and we're going to get all the liquidity from those and transactions from these 3 different exchanges within one instrument: Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKEX. Okay, let's look at maybe 3 hours here. Tick size 10, granularity of 0.01 or 1 is fine. And now let's subscribe to that. All right. Now, here's why we're doing this. Okay, we'll click over here and let's let this populate. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. All right. So now this is populated. See, look at the liquidity in here. Okay, now this is 3 different exchanges. Again, Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKEX. This is much cleaner. This is giving us much more information. Even though it's $10 per tick, look what we can read in here. High liquidity up in these areas, high liquidity that actually starts to transact in this area. We see the buyers hitting it, and we see the sell-off. And we also see sellers coming in here on the offer in this area here. And then they're still having an effect on price. Okay, price has not come back above this 270 area in here. That's giving us a lot of information just from the order book alone. Okay, we haven't even touched the transactions and best bid and offer price structure in here. Okay, now look at it in here. This is that same move right here in your nano Bitcoin futures instrument. Okay, it's not telling us much. So this is telling us quite a bit more. You can use this as a reference here to then transact and take trades into your nano Bitcoin. All right, that's why we're connecting to Bookmap data, and this multi-book product here in Bookmap you're going to get access for free, which is really nice. So make sure you connect to these alone. We'll just start with this, and I want to see if there's any. I know this is kind of a complex process. We have it in those two videos on the Tradovate page. And let me show that again. Okay, from that Tradovate page in here, what I'm going through is I'm just going through the process for these two videos in here. Okay, and I'm here to answer your questions because I know it's complex. It's kind of a hassle, but like you're going to get such a more of a benefit and an edge in this competition if you look at the Bookmap data and a few other products in here. I mean, look at how much better this looks compared to this. All right, so I think the point is pretty clear. Let's take a look at the spot as well and see what we can garner from that. Not bad. I mean, it still kind of did it, but it's really, the spot here is just kind of all over the place. You can see there's liquidity all over. It's not giving us too much information, but you can see some of it is kind of equal to that perpetual contract. So it's up to you. I would suggest going with the perpetual contract here. It's giving us a lot more information here. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's any questions here. Hold on. Spurious. Yeah, I would go to the your Tradovate account, and you're gonna see like some details in here on the beginning balance or max number of positions that you can trade, and you can click here to go to the well, it just says Bitcoin here. I mean, you can look at, if you want to look at the contract specs, then you'll have to go to the CME, and I would just input nano Bitcoin and just do a Google search. CME. Okay. Or I'm sorry, is it CME or is it Coinbase? Hold on. Yeah. Sorry about that. Here we go. Now that's Ninja. Yeah, you can read through it in here. All right. So yeah, and just you can also look up the CME, but that's going to be just the regular, I guess the it's not nano. I think it's just micro. It's the Coinbase Pro that is having this nano Bitcoin. All right. So anyway, about the contract specs, you can take a look at it from Coinbase, Coinbase Pro. All right. So let's continue on here. Hold on. Okay. I caught up on questions. Yeah, Waldo, if you already have a Tradovate account, you might need to connect with them. Just make sure that you get to this page here. That's really the key here, that you get to this page where, hold on, I've got all sorts of things open here. Okay. I can close that. Yeah, that when you log back in, you get you've signed up, you've gone through the process, and then you'll see your details in here. Okay, and the leaderboard will be here as well. Okay, once the contest or the competition starts. All right. So can you execute BTC USDT in the spot? No, you'll still have to execute off of this chart here, from Tradovate. Okay, you can see TV right here, which is Tradovate. All right, so you'll need to execute here, but you can use this perpetual instrument as the kind of a guide or reference to some of the price activity. Now we're going to also connect to is there any questions on that so far? So we've connected to Tradovate, we've connected to Bookmap, we've connected to Bookmap data, and we've added a couple of symbols in here that will give us more insight than the actual nano Bitcoin in here. All right, now we're going to also add in another a couple of indicators actually, and this will give you even more insight, okay, beyond just the Bookmap data. So we're going to go to the cross BBO indicator, and then how to add that. All right, so go to hold on here, go to bookmap.com. This is the process here. Okay, these are all free, part of the competition. Click on the more button here, go to the Bookmap knowledge base, and then now go to add-ons here, and then we're going to scroll down here to or cross BBO, this one right here. Click on this. Okay, now what this indicator does is going to show the best bid and offer from one instrument on top of another. Okay, so we're going to access it here. We're going to scroll down here and then download and install it here. So click to download. You'll need Bookmap version 7.3 or higher. Okay, and then once you've downloaded this, go back to Bookmap and click on configure add-ons. Click on that, and then click here, click add. Okay, and then find your download here, which is cross BBO indicator right here, and we can either double click on it or just open it here, and then select it and load it. Okay, now we're going to select it here and click on it. All right, so now I have 3 instruments open, and it's showing me here for the perpetual Bookmap data USDT Bitcoin USDT symbol here is showing I have access to show the best bid and offer from this nano Bitcoin as well as the spot. All right, so I'm going to select it from this one here because that's what we're going to be trading. Okay, so we'll select that, and you can change the colors in here if you want. So we can go with, let's just to make a distinction, okay, just for kicks here. You don't have to do this. I just want to show it here. And then you can see how there's a distinction or discrepancy between what this symbol here is showing compared to what the perpetual from 3 different exchanges is showing. Right, so it's it tracks extremely closely, but it's a little off, right? Right, so that'll give us a little bit of insight. You can look for some discrepancies. This, you could actually kind of trade this as look for you know, entries that will give you a little bit of an edge. Okay, so you'd basically kind of be arbitraging this if you see some sort of discrepancy and you don't see the reciprocal move. Anyway, you can also, if you just want to look at this BBO compared to and not the other one here on the perpetual instrument, you can deselect it here. Right, so now I have just one BBO. It is the BBO, and you can see when I hover over the lines here, it tells me what symbol it is here. Right, so there you go. That's what you're looking at here on this instrument. Okay, on this Bitcoin USDT instrument here from Bookmap data. Right, so we're basically accessing and being able to kind of view at least the best bid and offer from the one that we're interested in trading on the chart that we're interested in looking at. Right, so if you see something in here, maybe you want to jump over and you want to trade over here. Okay, now you can pop these out. You can double click on the instrument here. It'll pop it out into another tab or a free or a new window here. And then you can resize Bookmap if you want as well, okay, to however you want to do it, and then trade off of this chart here, but access this chart here, okay, with the Bookmap data perpetual instrument. All right, so let me know if there's any questions on that. It's a nice feature to be able to look at the best bid and offer from the chart that you're actually trading from. All right, so that's how that works. Now there's one more that I want to add in here, let's pop this back in by closing it here, and it pops it back in here. There's one more instrument I want to add in here, and one more indicator I want to add in here, and that is liquidation indicator. And why I want to add it is because we're going to get insight to where certain traders are getting liquidated, hitting margin calls. Like there's probably going to be one here, and probably one over here as well. Okay, you'll always see them at the extremes. So we need to actually make a new connection as well. So we go back up to connections, and then you're going to have to configure the connection again, and look for, I want to connect to Binance Futures. I have it here in the list. If you don't see it in the list, again, same process. By this time you're a pro. Go and add it here from your platforms, install it if you don't see it, and then once you've installed it, you'll probably need to restart your Bookmap. Just make sure you save your file, and then you save your file up here just by clicking here and save workspace as. Okay, now once you've added it, then you need to configure it. You'll configure it here, you'll add your connection here, and then select Binance Futures here. I've already done it. Here it is, so I'm all set there. Once you've configured it, come back up to connections, and then you're going to select it. Okay, Binance Futures. Okay, now we're going to click on the plus tab here, and we're going to add a new symbol here. Okay, we're going to select from the drop down Binance Futures, Bitcoin USDT, and then tick size 10 and granularity 01. That's fine. Let's add more. Add 3 hours and click OK. Okay. All right. And it's just connecting to that right now. We can click on it. Here it is. So now we have Binance Futures. Okay. So you can also look at this chart in here. It's giving pretty good insight as well. And you could also add the cross BBO to this as well. I just wanted to show you the multi-book product because that's looking at multiple exchanges, not just one. Binance Futures is looking at just one here. Okay, the multi-book product's looking at 3. So you're going to get more information off of that. But this isn't bad. This is showing us quite a bit with this Binance Futures. You can add the cross BBO to this one as well if you want. Click on the cross BBO here. We're going to add it right here. And again, we can change the colors. Okay, just to make it that distinction. All right, and there it is. Okay. All right. So one more thing to add. Okay, the liquidation indicator for the Binance Futures, and I picked Binance Futures because this here is a leverage product, and there's a lot more liquidations compared to the spot. Okay, so let's go again back to Bookmap. Okay, and then you're going to click on the More button and go back to the knowledge base. That takes us here, and then click on the add-on section here, and then go to liquidation indicator here. Click on that. There's a video here that describes it. We're going to scroll down though to download the liquidation indicator here. Click on that, and we just downloaded it. All right, so now let's add it to the chart. Let's go back to the chart here. Let's configure the add-on. Let's add it. And there it is. We're going to double click on it, load it, and there it is. Okay, now this is going to show something really interesting. I think it's a really huge benefit to be able to access this. And it's being able to see where people are getting liquidated, like I said. And this is like stops or icebergs. Is better than stops. You're seeing even more than stops. You're actually seeing where people are getting margin calls, which is just, it still kind of blows my mind. It's just such transparency into something really kind of personal. Yeah, so there's different settings in here. Like I said, there's a video in here for this and information about it on the liquidation indicator here. All right, so we've added it to the chart here, and now we're just waiting for some events to happen in here, and it'll show it. Okay, we'll have to wait maybe a little bit to see some liquidations, but we just added the chart here, so yeah, we need to. By the time we finish the webinar here in a few minutes, we'll probably have a few liquidations in here. All right, so anyway, listen, I understand this is complex to go through and add all these things, but let's just break it down and go through the elements here and go through any questions that you have. We can open the mic up also in Discord if you guys are interested in asking questions instead of writing it. We're going to have an open mic, I think, next week for the events, etc. But the most important thing right now is that you can register correctly. Okay, so let's go again through the process and then why we're doing all of this here, all this extra stuff. Registering is the most important, though. Okay, you can, from the home page here on Bookmap, you can click here to learn more or register for the competition. They take you to the same page. This one just scrolls down to the 3-point process here. Okay, the first one here is to register with Tradovate. Click on that. I'm already in here, but basically if you already have an account, you'll log in. If you don't, you can sign up for a trial here, and all you have to do is put in an email, and then you'll get your email confirmation, and you'll sign in and give yourself some credentials, and then you'll log in here. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to connect to Tradovate data within Bookmap. We went through the process earlier, so I'm not going to go through it again, but you'll need to, when you really know that you have created the correct Tradovate account is when you log in again after you've connected and you get your details in here. Okay, so it'll show you your account information, etc. So here it is here, and you can go to the leaderboard as well. That's when you know you've created the correct Tradovate account. Okay, this is important. There's a lot of guys who, like I said, signed up, but they have not created a Tradovate account. And if they don't have it, they won't be able to access it. And the cutoff is Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. All right, so anyway, that's how. Make sure you're up and running with the Tradovate challenge page here, and then you'll get Bookmap. Okay, so that'll be part 2 here. Hold on a minute. Okay, part 2, you get Bookmap here. Register with Bookmap if you don't have Bookmap already. If you do have Bookmap, you'll go through or email us here, tradingcompetition@bookmap.com, with your name, first and last name, and email number from your Bookmap account, and then we'll enable you for the competition. All right, so that's that. And then enable your Tradovate connection in Bookmap. That's the process we went through in detail here. If you guys have questions on this, these 2 videos will go through that process again. We just went through it in more detail here, and to answer your questions.
People that can afford to lose a lot of cash out there.
Okay. All right. All right. So anyway, that's just signing up. Let's go through just a couple more things. I know this is really dry material here, guys, but it is important because we want to get you on board to take part in the competition. So then next week we'll go through content on reading it, on trades maybe you taken, Q&A with live mic, etc. And then the advantages that you get, now you don't have to do these things, but I would highly recommend it, is to create that connection to Bookmap data and the multi-book product here, because look what you can see in terms of liquidity compared to this, the one you'll be trading here. Okay, this is the Bitcoin Nano product here. It's kind of hard to read. There's not a whole lot of liquidity in here. I'm sorry, this is it here. I'm sorry. Okay, it's the BITU2. So as you can see, you just don't see very much in here, right? So that's why we want to jump over to the Bookmap data multi-book product here with the perpetual. And then we added, what we did was, once we connected to that, you can then access the best bid and offer from this instrument here onto this chart here. And that's the cross BBO indicator. Okay, so we got that up and running. And then we wanted more information too, like the liquidations. So we added another connection to Binance Futures, and then added Bitcoin USDT here as well. And then we also added the liquidation indicator here. And threw it up on the chart as well. And we also, you can see we also threw up and added the cross BBO for the BITU2 symbol here as well. Still no liquidations yet, so but you would see them in here on the sell side or on the buy side, like up in here. Okay, and that's going to show you where we can look for bottoming patterns with the liquidation indicator. And that's why we've gone through this whole process in here to add other instruments to gain insight to the Nano Bitcoin futures product. Okay. All right. I think that should cover it. Let me see if there's any questions in here. Okay, pro gamers, you're ready to go. Sounds good. Yeah. And then trading from the chart there, I put a couple of videos in there how you can get up and running. All right, so let me jump over to Discord again and answer any questions you guys have. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see. No, I think we're all good. Okay. All right, guys. Well, so yeah, what we'll do next week. So I just wanted to go through this process. It's important to get you guys up and running. Next week, we'll have some events. In the afternoon, it will be around 2 p.m. East Coast time. And we're going to go through in detail how to read this, how to trade it, what kind of setups to look for, anything that might help you for the competition. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming, everybody. Let's wrap it up. Let me know if you have any questions at all. You can also reach us at support@bookmap.com and go through the pages off of the Bookmap homepage here. It will take you to this landing page and go through the details in here. And we're going through that same process we just went through in detail. You'll find in these two videos. All right, so thanks for coming. Have a good weekend and get ready, geared up for the competition. It'll start basically Sunday evening at midnight or Monday morning midnight. Okay, good luck, everybody. All right, yeah, take care. Bye-bye.